now we're back.
Woohoo!
If
How's it?
you go ahead, do it.
Well, I was just gonna say, I hope everyone's doing good, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. I definitely did. It was pretty much like I thought it would go down. A little bit disappointing, but I never thought in a million years that she would train him and become part of the show, or part of his
As a
his
regular.
show, I
Yeah.
guess, whatever he is. Yep.
It seems like, it's that's a it seems to me that they are not going to ever have any other regulars on the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It seems like the only regulars are Mando and the child. Now
Now,
we're
wonder
headed
where
to
that's.
a
Go ahead.
temple, Jedi temple, which could be cool because
Yeah.
Jedi temples and rebels and stuff are always neat.
Yeah, I thought it
Um,
was interesting that they're headed to a temple because
mhm.
the ties to rebels and temples. I mean, obviously there's temples throughout lots of different Star Wars stuff, but
Yep.
Rebels has lots of temple stuff
Yes,
in it,
and they're
and
usually
so
cool episodes too. So
they are.
here's okay. So here's one of my predictions. Are you ready? Ready
Okay,
for the mind blowingness?
I'm
I
ready.
think Ezra's going to show up, and I think he's turned to the dark side.
Oh,
That's what I think has happened.
I did not expect you to say that. I
Yeah,
I thought Ezra whenever she said temple.
yeah,
I thought Ezra, possible because that's the only other Jedi we know of at the moment.
yeah.
Besides, of course, the ones that come in the future
Mm-hmm.
movies. But we there's only a few living Jedi, and so anyway, Ezra would be an interesting one. Ezra as a bad guy, as a
Well,
Sith, would
he's
be
he's
really
almost
interesting.
certainly alive.
Yeah, I
I mean, because
I
he
don't know.
he went off with Thrawn, and apparently Thrawn is still alive, and the master of at least one human. It'll be
Yep,
interesting. I'm currently reading the newest Timothy Zahn Thrawn book, Thrawn
on books.
Ascendancy. Yeah,
Yeah,
his yeah, I don't know, because his to me his character in Rebels is not quite the same as he is in the books. In Rebels, he was more harsh, and where like there's
yeah,
that scene where the person was like, "Oh, this is just art," and he like, "Don't talk
kills
about
him.
art that way," and Thrawn
Yeah,
wouldn't do that.
he wouldn't lose his temper. At
No, he
least the
wouldn't lose his
Thrawn I
temper, and
remember.
he wouldn't. I mean, he loves art. Of course, I mean that's a big central piece of his character. He uses that to
Yeah,
learn about uh, the people and learn how to fight them, and whatever else. But he wouldn't like wig out. I mean, he does revere cultural art, and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see. His clearly he's going to have a live action portrayal again. It's very likely it's going to be a spinoff. Um,
Yeah, I'm thinking so too because we did not see a resolution to that, and
mhm.
when Ahsoka killed this lady,
Yep.
or didn't kill her, or whatever she did with her,
Yep.
asking her where her master was, and because of that, there's no way they've never really followed any other character, like you just said, they've never followed any other character, so
Mm-hmm.
they're not gonna go back and then, you know. So I really think you're right. I don't think we see any of that in this show at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think we continue forward, and I think you may be right about Ezra. That's definitely the thought that came to my mind when they started talking about the temple, because he was
Yeah.
one of the first Jedi to go into the temple on
Mm-hmm.
Loth or Lothal or whatever
Yep.
in a long time, and
Well, you know what
so
other character we might see that could be interesting? I mean, we don't know anything about him because we've only ever seen him as a baby, and even then only briefly. But Hera and Kanan's son. I mean, he wouldn't be
yeah,
very old at this point, but that could be an interesting character to bring in because he could definitely be force sensitive, um,
yeah,
and so that could be another character that would be there. He wouldn't have any training if he was force sensitive, so that I don't know. That's questionable. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of. I don't feel like I feel like the episode 3 was more exciting than this one. Like I was more like I
Yeah.
didn't feel. I mean, Ahsoka was cool. That they did a really good job. I really think I was thinking, with Rosario Dawson's voice, it's not the same as what's her name? The
Can't
girl
remember.
that voice. I can't think of what her name is. Something. I don't know. It's not quite the same, but it does. But she did a really good job of having similar inflections, and like
Yeah.
it was very clear that she was trying to sound like Ahsoka, but not. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel
Yeah.
off-putting, but it felt intentional as well. So Ahsoka was super cool. Grand Admiral Thrawn
Yeah.
is a super exciting reveal. More excited. I was more excited about that reveal than seeing Ahsoka. I feel like they put Ahsoka so early. There was no build up at that point. It's like, yeah, here
Yeah.
she is. I mean, I know
Yeah.
we've been, and so it was cool.
Maybe they were trying to avoid episode 8 or end of episode 7, beginning of
right.
8 with Luke or something.
Sure,
Who knows?
could be.
But yeah, I liked Ahsoka. I definitely agree on her acting and everything was good. It definitely had the feel. Her makeup was there. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. We did say early on that her fighting style was pretty good. I don't know that it was not acrobatic enough.
Well,
And
yeah,
granted, she's
she did
older.
some jumping things, but not as much as
Yeah, but Ahsoka was like everywhere. Almost
yeah.
Ahsoka was almost the embodiment of the proper embodiment of what they what they horribly did with Yoda in
Oh yeah,
the movie episode
yeah,
3 where he's jumping everywhere, She
yes,
was she was definitely a toned down version of that, but she was very quick and lots of flipping
yep.
and lots of
Mm-hmm.
crazy acrobatic stuff, lots of dual saber stuff, and she did some of it a little bit. I just think it was, and maybe their
It's
well
probably as
reasoning is
close as
probably
they could
because
get
yeah,
believably in live action.
yeah, it's probably true.
I think I don't know. I don't I because you if they did it too far, it would end up looking like
Looking
uh
like the Yoda.
like
Yeah,
Yoda, and it would be
yeah,
very cartoony. I would
yeah.
think.
You're probably right. I just
But
that was off for me. I'm definitely excited about Grand Admiral Thrawn. Called it early. I love that. That's exciting. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think we're going to see him in this, and maybe not even in live action. It may just be something where uh, it may be one of the animated series that they go
mm-hmm.
into that. Who knows?
Well,
But
and other the question now is, or a question now is, does Moff Gideon have anything to do with Thrawn?
with Grand Admiral Thrawn,
I mean,
I
my gut says no,
yeah,
but
I
those
don't think so.
suit things could be pilot suits for TIE defenders. That some because Thrawn could have restarted that project somewhere. Um,
That's true.
but
That's true. It would be interesting to see if they merge these plot lines together and we do see more of it. Who knows?
well, and if I mean
That
if
may
Grand
be
Admiral,
where that may be where
go ahead.
where she shows back up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Moff Gideon and Grand Admiral Thrawn are together, and then she ends up coming in from the Grand Admiral Thrawn side of things, trying to
Yeah,
kill him, and they get the party back together. Who knows? But
it's I don't know the other question. There's a lot of questions. I was thinking about this earlier. Is a lot of the questions right now is it could be that everybody dies, Ahsoka, Thrawn, Gideon, everybody, because a big question. I mean, it's quite a few years before the Force Awakens, but um, where was Thrawn, and what are his allegiances? Because the number one reason why he joined the Empire in the first place was because the Empire was the strongest, biggest. They were the strongest game in town, and they
yeah,
were. He thought that they would win, and
yeah,
probably if he didn't get sucked away, they probably would have won. But and so now at this point, where do his allegiances lie, and did they end up going? And where did they go? Where did the whales actually take them? I mean, it's just other side of the galaxy is basically the way it's described, And so, are they? Is he reconnected with the Chiss ascendancy? Is there other things involved?
Mm,
Is he? Obviously, Ahsoka doesn't like it and is still at odds and is still wanting.
yeah,
He is her big
yeah.
bad.
I'm pretty sure he is. He's got to still be bad for the sole reason that he hasn't been. He's been gone that entire time, and he doesn't necessarily know what's happened with the Empire until he gets back. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I don't think
Well, and how
anything
long
would have
have they
changed over
been
time.
back
That's a
into
good point.
known space too? I mean, how
That's
long
true.
is that even been happening?
I don't know.
Uh,
There's there's a lot.
mhm.
There's a lot. The episode was it definitely opened up a lot of new possibilities for
Yeah,
sure. So,
yeah.
which is awesome. We hope you guys liked it, and if you did, I hope you liked joining us. Hopefully some of you were excited about uh, watching this episode with us and everything.
Yeah.
Definitely click the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. I'm sure if
Hmm.
you're on, you have, but
Right.
uh, and then click the bell,
Hmm.
like, comment, everything. If you have any thoughts or anything you want to see, anything you want us to talk about, or just want to talk about this, comment on the videos. We love to talk to you guys. Continue building our little community
Yep.
of lore loving people.
All right,
So
guys.
awesome.
We'll
Y'all
see
have a good night.
y'all next week.